all, you may have noticed that we're doing something a bit different this week. I'll give you a hint. Do you remember the time Goku and Piccolo learned how to drive? Not a part of saving the world, but still a great memory. That's what this is. These are our filler episodes. In these, TheWolvesDen and I secretly record our conversations when we think we're about to dive off into something interesting that the podcast wasn't going to venture into. Rough takes, weak audio quality, but hidden gems. It's your favorite mixtape that sustained you until the album dropped. This is the Nerds on Hip Hop filler episode.
I think we're tired of Thanos demanding our silence.
We are, finally. Oh my god.
We've been out of the theater only for about an hour, and we've tried not to talk as much.
Yeah, so we can save it all for this podcast right now, this episode. Oh my god.
They did it.
They did it. So, first off, just like the fact that they actually wiped out. Actually, first off,
spoilers.
Yeah, this is a spoiler podcast. This total spoilers. See the movie first.
Do not come here.
Yeah, do not come here if you have not seen the movie or if you care about major spoilers.
Like, we gonna spoil everything.
Yes.
Sorry.
We're not holding anything back.
Sorry.
Yeah, they actually wiped out half of Infinity, half of the superheroes. Major, in the snap of his fingers. Major ones. Like I said, Cap didn't die. Iron Man didn't die. Like we thought.
Everybody who we thought was going to die
did it. Who else did you think was going to die?
I mean, those are the main two. I was like, one of them has to walk with this film dead.
That's what I thought.
None of the main Cap. Let's think about it. Cap doesn't die. He's the first. Cap, Iron Man, Thor,
right?
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner's still there, yeah.
And Natasha.
I was thinking that there was a scene at the end where they were all kind of standing, and I was like, wow, most of the original Avengers are still
They're the
here.
only ones chilling.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I feel kind of weird with that, though.
Is that everyone in the main Avengers?
Yeah. Everybody from the main Avengers is there. The only people who aren't there are people we didn't see yet. In terms of, we still haven't seen where Hawkeye is. Which they lied about him being in the film.
They did. Oh my god. They're like, he's off doing his own thing. Lies. He ain't doing nothing. He's at home.
He probably died.
Even
though we don't see him.
He probably died.
And same thing with Ant-Man. But you can. I'm really starting to believe that Ant-Man movie that's coming up next will have some.
I hope so. Because does that take place before or?
It should. It feels like it's the only answer. Because it has to take place after Civil War. That's the only thing that we know for sure. Yeah, it has to take place after Civil War.
But does it take place before Infinity War?
I mean, I think about what the guy was trying to say next to us. You remember the guy?
With Spider-Man?
No, the guy who was sitting next to us, he kept on saying that, they should just be in the middle of the movie.
Oh, yeah, one of them disappears. That would be really cool. If, like, just Ant-Man disappears halfway through Ant-Man and the Wasp has to figure out why. And go,
I'm so mixed on that. But it'd be cool, but it's so weird.
It is weird. It would be cool. It'd be really ballsy, but it would be weird.
Yeah. So I feel like it feels weird to start off with, like, the ending.
It does. But I feel like that was the most, like, shocking in a way. And the least shocking in a way.
Right, because, like, people have rumored this. Not even rumors. Like, people were just like, wouldn't it be great if... I mean, people were like, nah, they never go do that.
So it's funny because when I thought of them doing Infinity War, knowing that it's kind of partially adapted from Infinity Gauntlet, the only thing I kept thinking of is the Infinity Stones, like what power that gives Thanos and how they are going to have to, like, win against him. Like, how, like, that battle. Completely forgot about his whole goal of wiping out half the universe. And he does do that in the comic, too.
Right.
But I think the way they handled it in the movie was so much better just because, like he does it and he feels, like, this, like, sense of accomplishment, this sense of, like, I did it, like, and I'm good.
They give him that farmer's moment without Adam Warlock, without anybody else. It's like he gets the actual victory. It's like, it really is his, like, and I didn't see that at the end when people said it. Maybe you caught it. I heard it's like, usually it says the Avengers will return. Didn't it say Thanos will return?
You're right. Why is he coming back, you think? So that's the other key thing, I think, with Adam Warlock. Mm-hmm. So that was, like, a major thing, I think, at the end of
Guardians 2?
Guardians 2. And he plays a major role in the comics, so I'm guessing he's going to have something to do with kind of something.
But do we have we don't have a Guardians 3 movie set up between this and the next Avengers.
We don't.
That's what I was like, are they going to really do that if they don't have that?
Well, I mean, I think Adam Warlock will appear in the second Avengers movie. I mean, part 2.
But I feel like if there's ever a time to make a reference back to Adam Warlock, you could have at least hinted at it in this movie.
Nah. I mean, I think I agree with you, and I thought they were going to do that, but the fact that they didn't, I feel like it's just going to be like, he's just going to get introduced in part 4.
Because I'm like, they did a bunch of traveling in this movie. It's like, they went to nowhere, they went to like a bunch of these other places, so you'd think that, especially, did they ever mention, so the whole Soul Stone thing was great.
Yeah.
And it was great for like 2 reasons. I thought it was funny because if you think about, is it the scene before or after? It was the scene before where, what's his name? Doctor Strange is like asking, like, who's your master to Star-Lord?
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's like, what, you want me to say Jesus or something?
That was great.
And that plays off as like a full comedy thing, but to know that the next scene is literally a trade a soul for a soul kind of thing. Like, it literally, like, the minute I saw both of them walking, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be this classic Noah ready to sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was funny too because, well, I was surprised that Gamora didn't pick up on it sooner, but I understand why she didn't pick up on it sooner. Because, like, I noticed even when they were walking up, he was like, oh, the Soul Stone must better be here for your sister's sake. Which, like, I feel like if you didn't really care about, he would have been like, for your sake, because, you know, you're right here. And there was another moment where she was like, I'll swear my life on it or something. And that's the same thing someone else said in the beginning. Was it Loki? No, it wasn't Loki. Loki said something similar, I think, and he killed him. So I was like, okay, like, Gamora, you're about to get killed. Like, don't swear on your life around Thanos. Like, he will take it.
I felt like that was such a good moment in, like, damn, this is such an interesting piece. Because I don't know where Gamora is. Because when she thinks that she killed Thanos, she's in tears. So it's like she's resisting the fact that she has
some love for him. Yeah, but I think that's just like emotional in general, like having all this like anguish and like all these, any emotions that strong for one person, I think would bring that reaction, whether it's like hate or love, just like that relinquishing of it.
Right.
But yeah, that was powerful. I wasn't expecting that, and that's like the only death we see that's actual like sacrifice.
Yeah, nobody else gets a full sacrificial death.
Right. Well, I guess Vision.
No, but I mean, what did this Vision keep saying? It's like, you can't. It was 2 things. He kept on telling Cap, it's like, we don't trade lives to lives here. Sure. Which is actually funny because that's literally what just happens in the film. He's like, we don't trade lives to lives.
Thanos does. Thanos said, a life for life. Bet. Also, that cameo, or not cameo, but was not expecting that.
Okay, so I heard there was a cameo, and I swore all I could think of was like, yo, they're gonna bring Ego back.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Because I'm like, I don't know how Ego would fit into this, but it's like, if you're talking about somebody who can destroy that, it's like, a living planet would be useful.
A little bit.
That's where I was going.
Right.
Or even Yondu.
Yeah.
Because he got such a deep send-off. And you're like, the Guardian...
That would have been a little cheap to bring back, though.
I mean, bringing anybody back is going to be cheap.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know the Red Skull story enough to know who he would have sacrificed.
Me neither.
And do you remember that stone being?
I don't remember that at all in Captain
That's
America. And it kind of made me, like, once I saw him, I was like, man, I wish I would have rewatched all the films.
I don't even remember Vitamir. That's the name of the planet, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's like, did we ever really hear about this planet before?
Probably. There were a lot of planets, so I was just like, okay. I love that one thing though where they're like space.
So that's another thing that I thought was nice about this movie, is like, it felt like they changed directing styles whenever they're focusing on a different character.
Yes.
And then for me, when we were in Wakanda, it felt like you take all the Avengers stuff and then throw it on the Black Panther style stuff. I was like, that feels neat. Even when like that, oh gosh, that fight between the solo between Strange and Thanos.
Oh right, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's Doctor Strange's sequel right there, essentially.
Yeah.
Or when Iron Man, like they literally use like, I don't know if they changed their directing style, but it feels like they do. They changed tone enough.
They did. Yeah, and I felt like all the jokes landed really well.
I think most. I'm not so sure about how I feel like the ones in the very beginning, when they're inside the Centaur Sanctum, whatever. What's the name of Doctor Strange's place? The Centaur Sanctum?
I think so, yeah.
I feel like those jokes weren't as strong as what you end up getting throughout the rest of the thing.
I thought it worked for me just because it was just cool to see two people who are very egotistic just coming together and just like, okay, guys.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to get, like, I wanted there to be like a morsel of respect shown between them, because like all I can think of is you have Banner, Strange, and Iron Man, like three of the smartest people in the entire universe. I don't think they really kind of got that any remorse, as opposed to what happens in the first Avengers when Tony meets Bruce, which is like, oh, they're like best friends for life.
You see, I think the difference is the personality, where Bruce is very like chill and humble. He can let Tony think he's the smartest in the room. I don't think Doctor Strange and Tony, either of them can't do that. Yeah.
It would have been cool to see them explain, like, I would love to have seen a moment where like Doctor Strange explains something with magic when he's trying to explain it with science.
That would have been cool.
Because it would have been funny, given that that's what happened to Doctor Strange. It's like, oh yeah, I can explain everything with science. I'm like, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, some things you need magic for. Although I will say the one thing that kind of annoyed me, because I thought it was going to be foreshadowing. So I don't know if you remember when they sent one of Thanos' minions to another one, and like he reached his hand out and then the thing closed right before. So I was like, I thought they should have done that with Thanos when they had him like under that spell, when Mantis had him under. I was like, why don't they just like get Doctor Strange to slice it off and put it in like another mention? But then again, I guess
that's interesting. Yo,
because like that would have been it.
That could have been it, but it's like,
but then could he still control it if his hand is in it?
And they want the gauntlet specifically, like,
right.
Let
me just cut off the hand with the gauntlet on it, you know?
Right.
But I don't know.
I mean, what was strange? So that's actually a good point. So let's even talk about that scene where it's like all of them have him.
Right.
Because I remember saying at the beginning of this film, the action that you saw felt like there was no teamwork at all. And it wasn't like in a super negative sense. It was like, I remember what got me with Captain America, Civil War, or Avengers 1 is when you kind of start, when they actually teamed up and do like things that could only be done when they're together. Right. I was like, man, they're really gonna do this film without
one-on-ones.
Like, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna treat this like Mortal Kombat, just a bunch of one-on-one screen. Well, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not what I was looking for.
Right. I mean, why have the quote-unquote biggest crossover event
and just have to one-on-one?
Right. Cap against Thanos. Done.
Right.
Bruce Banner against Thanos. Done.
But when we get to there, I was just like, yo. Because it's like all 5 parts of his body is set up, right? It is Mantis is on the head.
Yeah. I think Spider-Man at first was on the left.
Right, and then he swings
over to help Tony to get the gauntlet off.
Drax has a leg, right?
Yeah.
How do they hold the other leg? That has to be Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I was like, I don't think Doctor Strange could have done anything.
Nebula should have punched Peter.
But the thing is, when Nebula wasn't there for the original plan.
That's true.
Nebula showed up in the middle of the chaos.
That is true. But I feel like they're like, all right, they almost got the gauntlet off. Can you take care of Star-Lord? Because he's apparently going to do something stupid, and he did. Because they almost had it then.
They really did. But it's like, I can't even get mad at... I really do think Star-Lord steals a movie with that.
Yeah. I think he kind of took place of the... Which is kind of bad. The... Silver Surfer missing.
That's a good point.
Like, he had one job.
That's such a good point. Damn, I forgot about that happening in the comic. I barely even remember it. Damn.
Because it gave me that same like, oh, like you almost had it, but you just screwed up, you know? That one like little thing.
Yeah.
So, other thing too, in the comics, I felt a lot less like they had a chance. In this one, I kind of felt like they had a chance. I almost wonder if they underpowered Thanos a bit.
I don't think so. I think that fight was the only fight where I felt like they had a chance. Because that's the only fight where every other fight that Thanos has, I'm like, he has it easily.
True.
Like, especially once he started doing stuff with the Reality Stone, I'm like, yo, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
To be told,
yeah.
I kind of expected that moment when they looked like they all had him down, that he had the Reality Stone making them think that was happening.
I was wondering that too, but I'm like, are they going to do that again? But I'm like, you know what though? Like,
it would still be effective. It doesn't get old.
It's true. It's like you can't like with the Infinity Stones. It's like you can't do anything against them. I think that was a cool thing too with the Time Stone, where he just like once like they killed Vision. I thought that was gonna reverse the whole thing. That like he was gonna go back in time.
So when I heard people say there was a huge thing that was gonna happen, and because we knew that Captain Marvel's up next, I thought the crazy thing would have been reverse time to the 1990s and something happens there to set things. That's where I really thought this was gonna go.
That would be interesting. I thought she was gonna be in this movie.
I didn't think she would. I just thought it was like, if you have a couple of options. If you're gonna, because at one point in time, that's what they had to do to get back those people who died, right? How did they get back the people who died in the comic?
Nebula just said be as it was restored or something.
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
you're
she
right.
got the gauntlet and was like restored back to normal.
Okay, that's what I was trying to remember. Oh, let's even talk about that. The gauntlet is busted.
Yeah. Which means, I mean, what does that mean?
That's the
because that means you can't undo it.
Can you?
Can you? I don't know.
I mean, the thing is that we saw the gauntlet busted, but we don't see the stones busted.
Yeah, the stones seem still to be intact. And that guy, I mean, he's back in business.
He's
Peter
back in
Dinklage.
He does have the prototype of a gauntlet.
He does have a prototype, so he could theoretically make it again, which I guess would mean why Thanos would come back. But why would he come back?
I mean, I think Thanos would be like, the minute that he recognizes that they're going to undo it, he'd be like, I created balance. Why are you undoing the balance?
Why are you messing up my plans, yo? I thought, too, I was disappointed when I realized Death wouldn't be in this movie, but it worked.
It worked. I still do want Death.
It would have been really cool.
I do think you'd lose. So, it's like I texted my brother Susan. I was like, I think Thanos is a classic villain, easily off of this film. He has a lot of the performance, just from a writing standpoint, is strong, and the way that they frame him is extremely compelling. To be like, yeah, there's a reason why it says the Thanos will return. Like, it is his
right.
This is his thing to rock.
Right.
I do wish that the explanation for what happened to the Titan. I wish there was something to like embellish on that or explain, like, because I feel like
more.
Because I think you could make if you were to take the argument and really like, he said it, I think, with Gamora's planet is like, now that I've done it with your planet, look at how it's prospering. I feel like if we saw that, or like even tug at Gamora's heartstrings before I read that if they go back and visit the planet where there's like other
it's prospering,
and see people that are her, like something like that, to really drive the point home where you actually like, you know what, you wrong but you right.
I hear you, because I did get that feeling a little bit when he like used the stone and kind of showed what it was and then how it looks now. You see, so I was kind of like, I'm kind of feeling a Killmonger there.
Right, not as strong.
Right, you're not as strong, but it's definitely like, you wrong, but you right.
Right,
but you wrong.
Right, it's like, to me, I feel like there's untapped potential with that, but I really think that they could have pushed for. Yeah,
I would have liked to see more visuals on that. Like, I think starting off maybe like on his home planet and then seeing like the projection and then seeing him grow up and be like,
or even when
this is what I want to do.
Or even when he's with Gamora as a kid, because I think that scene is incredible.
Yeah,
I would argue that from the best visual point of the film, that's the moment, because everything up until that I felt was directing was just okay. That scene where he's like, she turns around to look at what's about to happen. He's like,
Yeah, that was good.
That was.
Only thing though, I was kind of like, you kind of like. I guess maybe she didn't though, because I'm like, I'd been like, hey man, you're not gonna help my mom's situation. She kind of was just like, all right, guess we're gonna look at this knife now. But that was really cool.
Yeah.
For a second though, because I mean I've been covering this for a while, and I remember one of the quotes that really got me was one of the directors said, "No one knows what the true, like, not purpose of this movie is, or the true like plot of the movie." Which I guess now it's like the fact that half people disappear, but when she killed, or quote unquote, we thought she killed Thanos, and then it turns out that he was using the Reality Stone. For a second I was like, wait, what if Thanos isn't the villain? Like,
that would be heavy.
That would be heavy. But I'm like, who would be?
I don't know what you do after that.
I don't know either, but I mean, that's how messed up Marvel's got my head. So I was like, what if all this time?
I mean, that would be a huge bait and switch.
It would. But can we talk about the people we lost? People who are gone?
Everybody.
So Nick Fury.
So, I don't remember him being alive? Do you really remember that?
I remember him coming back in
Captain America 2, Winter Soldier. Do you kind of find out that he's still alive?
Didn't he come back in Civil War?
Was he?
I guess
I don't think he was in Civil War. He was either in Age of Ultron.
He was in Age of Ultron because he came up with the thing.
Right, so he's Age of Ultron and Captain America Winter Soldier. So Age of Ultron would be the most recent one.
Yeah. And he was alive in that. He ended up alive. Yeah. He didn't die.
I just totally forgot about him.
I think that was the moment where people were like, he's still alive.
Okay.
I think that was his return in Age of Ultron. But
so he's gone.
But he's gone now. I forgot her name, but
who are you thinking about?
His agent.
Totally don't remember.
Agent something. I forgot her name though. The girl from How I Met Your Mother.
You really don't know.
Alright, whatever.
We lost T'Challa.
We lost T'Challa.
Okay, when I went to because I expected people to die.
Yeah.
I expected us to lose the original Avengers, which we talked about. We didn't lose. How did we lose everybody who just joined?
Right?
How do you lose
Spidey?
They lost
the whole new Avengers. They got no more Avengers.
Right,
Avengers are done.
We lost Spider-Man. After he just gets one, like
this movie, he became an Avenger, and it was like, well, guess what?
Sorry, Aunt May.
Right? Poor Aunt May. Aunt May has the worst life.
I bet you that she's still alive, just like.
Where's Uncle Ben? No, Spider-Man. No, Peter. But yeah, that was actually the hardest, because it's funny because I know a lot of people were saying how they thought Spider-Man was going to die, because I think that scene was shown where he's on the ground and Tony's kind of like over him. But I never thought that was going to happen, because I'm like, no, he's young, like, you're not going to kill him.
Right, it's like, because
he just got to the Marvel universe,
That's right, it's like, that's what really makes some of these deaths so weird. It's like, he just joined the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they killed off Star-Lord. Me
too.
I really thought that going forward we were going to get some kind of redemptive arc for what happened.
For Gamora, right? Yeah. I agree. I thought it would have been a cool dynamic just to have him, Nebula, and Tony.
That's a nice crew.
That would have been a nice little crew. But I don't know. But I am a little bit disappointed though that I guess all the original Avengers, we said it before, are pretty much there. Yeah. That's a little disappointing. Hawkeye. Well, I mean, who knows where Hawkeye is? So that's a little disappointing. I wish some of them would have disappeared.
Yeah, but I can tell now that this movie is more so about concluding their stories than anybody else's, and that's the piece I didn't really think. Because it's like, that's what I sit down and realize, like, this is an Avengers film, so it really has to end around the core Avengers.
That makes sense, because this is, I think, for a lot of them, their last film.
This is the last run.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, because, what was I thinking? That's what I kept thinking. That's why I thought Iron Man was going to die, because when I was writing about it a lot of things I would say is, like, his movie was the first one, so I felt like this would have to be a complete circle, which is why I thought he was going to die, because I'm like, okay, he started it, he has to die at the end, But I keep forgetting there's that part 4, so that leaves a lot.
What do you think the subtitle to that's going to be? Because people have been keep screaming Kree Skrull. I think the Kree Skrull War or Secret Invasion. I think it's Secret Invasion. Because that's a big part of apparently Miss Marvel. But it's like that doesn't seem like it could work here.
What's Infinity Crisis? Is that am I saying that right?
What are you looking? What?
Is that a title on one of them?
No, Infinite Crisis is a DC event.
Okay, that's something. Okay, so never mind. Yeah. So no,
See,
not that.
yeah,
But that would be a good subtitle.
Yeah. No, because I'm like,
now.
everyone was saying Secret Invasion, because apparently that's the one where you find out like half the people are aliens. Like people have been banking on Nick Fury being an alien and that leading us to a whole different spot. This screws up that entire plan. But it's like, if that was the only place that people felt like the Captain Marvel could go, I'm like, where does this go now? Because she's the core.
That makes sense, because I mean, she would be not a mutant, but like she could like technically like alien or.
I mean, but she doesn't have to deal with that now. Like, my thing is that also, if this is 1990s, her film is going to be in.
Right.
30 years later. What is going like?
Where is she? What is she up to?
These are the questions we need answered.
Now.
Yeah, because that's a dope tease. That really was.
It was a dope tease. Yeah. So at the end, Nick Fury sends out like a beacon call to Captain Marvel. Damn. Yeah. I really thought one thing too. I thought there would be more new superheroes. I realized they weren't really introduced to anybody new. We didn't get introduced to anybody new at all.
No. I think that's fair. I don't know who you juggle more characters on this.
I mean,
you already kicked out 2 characters out of the film. Just like,
yeah, and then you don't have Ant-Man either.
Yeah, and that's the one that really does surprise me, because I really did expect him.
I did too.
Do you think
Bruce is like, we have an Ant-Man and a Spider-Man?
Do you think we'll see? Do you think Hawkeye will show up in the Ant-Man film?
Huh. I hope so, because I mean, he has to be doing something. He can't just be chilling in the woods.
How long did we have to wait to see Bruce Banner again?
Well, he was in Thor Ragnarok.
You know, but I mean, before Thor Ragnarok, we had a while before we saw him.
Because he was in Civil War.
Right, because he dipped at the Age of Ultron.
Right. That's true. Huh. Also, it's interesting and very ballsy for them to do a whole movie without the Hulk.
Yeah, but I can tell they're waiting to do something with that.
I think so too. But that was interesting. And just to see cool, I don't know if it was revealed in the trailers, but Mark Ruffalo being in the Iron Man suit.
Right.
I think most people assumed it was Tony in there.
Yes.
Which, that was pretty cool.
Man.
Who else is gone? I'm trying to remember.
Nakia is gone. Let's just talk about that. Because she's not there at all in this film.
Man.
We don't even see Wakabi.
Yeah, Wakabi. I don't know where Wakabi is. Wakabi's in jail, probably. Or
watch him be alive.
Huh?
Watch him just be the only one.
I'd be so mad.
It's like, I'm now your king.
T'Challa's gone. Are you here? I guess M'Baku's king now.
Right, he didn't disintegrate.
He didn't disintegrate. That's another thing, too. I always think about how lucky they are to, like, have featured Black Panther so much in this film. Just because they didn't know how well the movie's going to do. So, that was a good bet. I mean, it made sense, I think, storyline-wise, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much proven that Shuri is the smartest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
oh,
at
yeah.
least.
I love that when she was like, why did you do that? And he was like, because we didn't think about it. Oh, it was perfect.
Although that may mean that Nakia is... No, I don't know why they don't have Nakia. Like, I don't know why it bothers me so much. Because I don't know where you would fit her into this. I just feel like you should have at least seen her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was Lupita on the red carpet for the premiere?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I actually haven't seen her in any of the promo stuff either.
It just hit me. Okay.
Yes, I don't think so. I've just seen Okoye and but then again, I don't think they knew how big Black Panther was going to be. They probably would have put the whole cast in there if they knew. But I don't know. I'm trying to think where she would fit.
Right, and I feel like maybe her being with Shuri.
Oh, that would have been good. But that would kind of be the same thing as the end of Black Panther, too. where they're kind of like fighting off, and
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't either.
I'm just saying, like, if you had to slaughter in somewhere, just for show face, because I mean, even Pepper Potts shows up and she has like a very minor role.
Very true. That's another thing too. I like the Okoye and Natasha teaming up together.
Was it in Civil War where they were like mad at each other?
It was Io.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I was like, wait, is this?
That would have been cool.
It'd be like, all right.
That would have been pretty cool. That would probably have been better. I'm kind of mad now.
No, but I mean, you got to give it to Okoye. Okoye.
Yeah, no, it's Okoye's top dog. But that would have been a cooler.
Can we also just talk about how like Thor gets so much of this film?
Yes.
And I would have never going into this film out of all the people who I thought would have gotten the most screen time to tell me that Thor was going to be the one. I would have been shocked.
Me too. Totally. Yeah, like he got the most screen time, I would say. Easily.
He got the beginning?
True.
And he pretty much got half of the ending.
Yeah.
And half of them, like...
He got a major
middle. He's a key to the Infinity Stones.
Right.
To two of them, right? It's a Loki... No, it's just one. Right?
The Tesseract and... I mean, he's the one who did bring the Mind Stone. Back in Age of Ultron, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But... Yeah. Yeah, he got some major... Like that whole thing about him doing the star and getting his weapon back,
which I loved.
I did too.
That's the Thor stuff I've been dying to see.
Yeah, it was cool to see him like go hard with his thunder powers and lightning powers.
That too, and to break the Stormbreaker, which I've just started reading. I haven't gone to read through the Beta Ray Bill stuff, but that. When I was reading on War v Thor, Beta Ray has the Stormbreaker hammer. It's like Thor because you know, but he doesn't. His hammer is with Jane.
Oh.
So it's like maybe, and so therefore Beta Ray Bill was like, let me give you the Stormbreaker because
things be popping off.
Right. And he's like, no man, I appreciate the love.
Right.
You keep it. But it's like, so it's like that's how I got introduced to Stormbreaker. I'm like,
it's a really cool weapon.
Yeah.
I kind of like it better than the hammer. At first, I thought he was going to get a hammer, but I'm kind of happy this happened.
I mean, it's still a hammer.
Double-edged hammer. But yeah, no, you're right. It is still technically a hammer. But it's an axe.
It actually, he did say it was an axe.
It's an axe.
It does. That's a good question. It might look a lot like the unworthy Thor hammer, which I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
And I thought it was cool, too, how, like, Groot kind of, like... showed a little bit of like care, or a lot of care really, where he kind of like finally stopped looking up from playing his video game and was like, oh wait, there's something real going on. It was like, let me cut off my arm.
It's weird though, because I'm not sure how I feel about like the weird places that they're taking Groot. Like it's not bad, I'm just not like the teenage stick didn't really work for me.
Really? I thought it was funny.
I don't know. I feel Baby Groot was way funnier than Teenage Groot to me when I do the comparison.
I just love Teenage Groot just because, like, he is literally just looking at this game this entire time. Like, they are, like, going to fight Thanos, and he's just like, do. Like, I forgot. There's a scene where they're walking, and, like, all of them are kind of, like, looking, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. I just thought that was really funny. I thought it made a big difference, too, just to see him go from, like, this uncaring, like, whatever, to that one scene where he sees Thor, and he's like, oh, crap, like... That like started something for me.
Right. It's interesting because I barely even remember how Groot was in the first Guardians. I'm like, he was kind, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it feels weird for him to go back to that the teenage version of him wouldn't be that either. Like I know what the stereotype of a teenager is, but it's like the teenager is a version of the same person has to have elements of that same person.
True.
But
I mean, I guess you're starting to see it now.
Yeah.
But I've had heard theories that, like, this Groot isn't the same as the Groot we've had. Like, it's just a new Groot.
That might be the case.
Which made me so sad.
Hilarious that they teach Groot as an elective on Asgard.
That was amazing. A little tidbit. It was an elective. That was great.
Which now makes me wonder, like, what are Groot? Do we know much about Groot's planet?
I'm hoping there's a comic maybe on it, but we don't know about it as far as movies.
Okay, that's what I was like. So I mean, it'd be cool. I wonder if that's where Guardians 3 might go, because like, if Groot is growing up in this process, maybe we do a story on Groot. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know if I want a whole movie on Groot.
No?
Nah. I don't know. I don't think I do. I mean, I'm sure it'd be fascinating. But I mean, if we're gonna pour resources into something, we have limited resources, limited time.
Groot is not
on top of my list. Like,
how dare you?
I'm sorry. I love Groot. I think he's adorable. Not on top of my list. Maybe number 25.
Wow. I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know where Guardians 3 goes. So I'm like, maybe that's the only logical place to go.
Yeah, because you're right. Because most of
Gamora's gone.
Drax is gone.
Everybody who's
except Groot. Yeah, that's true.
That and Rocket Raccoon.
All right, yeah. Slap duo.
I'm surprised that he gets to live. Like,
me too. Yeah, he would seem like a obvious choice. I wonder what the decision making process was on who gets to live, who goes.
That should be fun though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been trying to think of like the teams we have left too. Like we talked about Nebula and Tony being together, which is interesting.
And then you got the original core Avengers, right, and Rocket Raccoon
and Okoye.
That's it.
Damn, they are not looking good.
Yeah, I really am. Maybe Hawkeye was really doing something.
I hope so.
Because he's got to show up, right? Like, because you got to pull characters from somewhere besides just Captain Marvel, right?
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. I don't know. He has to be doing something, but what can he be doing?
Yeah, I mean, unless his contract really was not renewed and they're like, we don't need you.
But, I mean, they did say he was off doing something. You think they were just lying? I don't think so. I feel like that's
they
like
can lie. I mean, they're free to lie.
They are free to lie, but I feel like that's a unnecessary lie. Like, if he wasn't actually, like, he wasn't in any of the promotions.
Right.
Stuff. So I feel like that's a weird thing to be like, oh, yeah, he's off doing something else. He has his own storyline, and, like, he doesn't.
Right.
Like, they could have said anything else. You know, because now it's like, oh, he said this, and that didn't happen at all.
Or maybe Thanos demanded their silence.
Ooh. Thanos demands everyone's silence. That was a really pretty ending, though. That sunset.
Yes.
It really...
So what do you think of that scene where he's speaking to Gamora at the end? Right before he ends up in his farm place. So
it was weird. So there are two parts that kind of threw me off with that. Because when he first took Gamora, it kind of seemed like she was smiling. And at first I was like, wait, is Gamora in on this? Did I miss something? But, I mean, obviously, no. But at the end, she was definitely, like, proud of him almost.
Right. And I was like, I'm very...
Maybe he's, like, caught in his own reality? Like, his like...
So you see, that's what I thought at first. Because you realize the very first thing he looks at is his hand and he doesn't have the gauntlet.
Right. Oh, so you think maybe he, like, created this whole...
So that's where I went. But right after that, you see him sitting outside of that orange space.
Right.
So I was like, okay, maybe it was just all in his mind.
Oh my god.
No, not everything.
Yeah,
but I mean, just that scene.
Oh yeah, that scene. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think that was definitely on his mind because I was wondering because I know like the whole thing like the Soul Stone sacrifice. Right. So I was thinking that was gonna lead.
Right. I almost wondered if he wiped out himself.
Oh.
That's what really when he snapped, the gauntlet broke and he wasn't there anymore, and he ended up there. I was like, did he?
Oh, that's interesting.
But that's
doesn't seem like return.
Another question is if the previous user of the Soul Stone was
Red Skull,
that means down the line that same harbinger of that wage should be Thanos for some reason.
Yes. Yeah.
which I don't know how that happened to Red Skull, was like, that has to happen to, like, that has to be Thanos' end.
I guess it has to be, yeah. That sucks. I thought it was death at first, though.
That would have been nice.
I really did, because, like, he had, like, the... I mean, I guess in a way he's kind of like a Grim Reaper, but I thought it was going to be death. I was like, oh. But, nah. Nah, B.
Is there anything else we're not thinking of?
Oh, man.
The Iron Spider got a lot of good play.
Yeah, I was really happy about that.
Honestly, that when he was capturing them and like using the actual, I guess, are they arms, legs, whatever you want to say, to like rebound himself while he's falling.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
really smartly done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, just that death, I think, hit me the most. Only because when he was like hugging onto Tony and be like, I don't want to die, like, he's the youngest, you know?
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me, because it was so like, damn. Like, some people I was just like, all right. Like, when Scarlet Witch died, I was like, all right, she gets to be with Vision, you know? I was like, sad, but not sad. T'Challa was a big loss. So I'm like, how could you take T'Challa?
Talk about a fake out of that. Because he goes to Okoye.
Right.
So I'm like, Okoye is going to go, but he's the one who's like,
oh, man. Yeah. Was not expect. I thought Okoye was it. And I was just like, what?
Because it literally felt like you could have, I hate to say, it's like, you could afford to quote unquote lose Okoye-ish.
Yeah.
In comparison to T'Challa. So I was like, oh,
that's why T'Challa had to go.
And that's what I saw, was like, yo, they're holding no punches.
Nope. That's the thing too, though, because that's kind of why I wanted some of the core Avengers to go. But you make a good point that it has to end with them, because I wanted it to be like, what do you do without those core people or those leaders or those,
right.
You know, like what do you do without Cap? What do you do without T'Challa? What do you do without Tony? You know, how do you do this, you know? Because these are the people usually the ones that take charge, who say, well, this is the plan, this is what we're doing. So when you don't have those people, what happens?
I think that's been the one thing that's been bugging me about this movie. Is like, I've enjoyed it. I think I'm going to think about it for a while. I think there are some punches. I think there's some great directing. Mm-hmm. But if you talk about, like, the point of a story, I've been sitting down wrestling with that of, like, what is the point of what we experienced? And I'm wondering, am I supposed to think of this as just half of a movie? But it's like, I haven't wrestled with that. Like, I don't know what you think about, like, as like the overall theme of this. So
I know at first it was supposed to be two-parters, and then at some point they were like, no, these are two separate movies. And the other thing I kept thinking about too is the fact a large part of this seemed to be leading up to the Tony and Cap getting back together.
Right.
So, like, even when Tony almost died, I was like, wait, they're going to do that before they get to, you know, get back together? Like, that didn't make sense. And once he did it, I was like, okay, that feels like something that's really important, too.
That's a good point. That is the thing, right? It's like, they were butting heads at the beginning of the Avengers thing. Right. They split up the Beatles split up, as they say. So the Beatles must get back together. Yeah.
And I think that needs to happen too. So I think, like, second film, or I keep saying second, but
second part,
fourth Avengers movie, next Avengers movie, I think it's
the band gets back
together.
That's interesting. So this is interesting. I still don't know what I'd say the theme of this is, but that's a very good point of, like, as we think about, I should say, it's like highlighting that this is an Avengers movie, like, their arcs have to come to an end.
Right.
And I'm not sure what Stark end is. It was interesting to hear him say, I don't have a damn clue what to do.
Yeah.
I think that's like a very new space for him.
Yeah. Definitely. It's definitely a new area for him.
Cap didn't have to say anything like that. I don't think Cap said anything that was really outside of his character.
No, I think Cap is just like, we're going to do what we have to do.
I wonder if that's the difference. This is still very much Iron Man's film, I would go as far as to say.
Definitely more than Cap, too. I feel like Cap actually didn't get that much shine.
I'm wondering if the second part will be more Cap-oriented, since this one is more Iron Man-oriented. And then it'll be them resolving
Right.
the distance.
That would make sense. Yeah. It's funny how so much people thought this would be so Captain America heavy, and it really wasn't.
No. They really... I don't know why. I think part of it is that...
I mean, he was featured a lot in the trailers.
Yeah, but I also think it's like... We knew that Cap was right, or at least he was portrayed as right at the end of Civil War. Mm. That I think all of us were like, oh, so he's going to be the one, because he's always leading everything together.
Right. I think, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm going with.
That makes sense. I think so, too. I think we naturally just fall behind Cap, which is why he's Cap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's another scene I was trying to think about. What have we not talked about yet?
So much. I mean, this is nearly a 3-hour movie.
Okay, I guess we do have to rewatch it. We were debating that, right?
We were. I think it demands
we thought we caught everything, but we can't remember everything.
Thanos demands a rewatch.
Yes, Thanos demands a rewatch. All right, so I have two things. Sorry, Sage, I'm sorry. I just want to say that because your boy Ebony Maw died.
Wait, who's Ebony Maw?
That was the guy who was holding Doctor Strange and doing the whole and the torture scene.
Oh,
and that's Sage's favorite person from the Black Order.
Oh wow!
And because he got a little bit of a play, especially at the beginning. I was like, oh okay. I was about to text Sage.
That was the other thing. All of Thanos' peoples died. I was kind of surprised at that.
Really? Is everyone dead?
All of them died.
Right? Hulk took out one.
Yeah.
Natasha took out... That was a crazy death.
That was good. Yeah. The whole flipping her in the air. What? Yeah. I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are gone.
All of them are gone.
So that means this is really going to be a Thanos solo run.
Yeah. He don't got no more minions. I wonder how he got these minions in the first place. Like, who's behind this dude? Like, yeah. I guess everyone can find followers.
Yeah. But, damn. I do find it so crazy how well, it's tied to everything. Everything. I don't know how you planned for this.
I don't know either. And I thought, too, so there was never a moment where it was like, oh, we got time. It was always just like, nope, they're here. Nope, they're here. That because in the beginning where they were Iron Man and Doctor Strange, at the very beginning, they're kind of planning, all right, what are we gonna do? And everyone started going crazy. I was like, oh, it's gonna be Guardians. It's not really. This is a fake out. But when it was them, I was like, oh damn, y'all better get together. Y'all better figure this out. You ain't got no more time. That was kind of crazy to me, just because it was
that did not feel like 3 hours.
It didn't.
That felt like an hour and a half.
It felt like 2 hours to me. But it didn't feel like 3 hours.
It felt like half the
yeah.
I don't know how everything just kept going. By the way, I'm surprised the guy kept on getting up twice. I'm like, you dog, you pick up the wrong.
What?
And he get the wrong times too. I'm like,
wrong
bro.
Times.
I was like, just wait a little bit longer, fam. Just wait a little. He was in the minute when Vision's about to die. I'm like, bro, are you really gonna get up now?
You really want to go use the bathroom right now? Really? You not gonna watch Vision die? Yeah. That was something, I think when Cap was fighting off Thanos too, he was like, excuse me.
I mean, I understand if Lana works in ways that you don't control, but damn.
I feel like this is the movie where it's you use the bathroom beforehand.
Yeah, without getting in too crazy, he did have 2 beers. I was like, yeah, you
get 1 beer.
Right, you don't do 2.
You don't do 2.
I tried to avoid drinking at all in the middle of the film just to make sure I didn't have to get up.
Yeah, that's why I went before. I was just like, nope.
No.
It's not happening.
There's something else I'm not thinking about. Alright, so here's one key question. Is Nebula going to get the gauntlet or not? Do you believe it has to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think that she's going to get the gauntlet?
Think so. But I think I mentioned this to you in the theater. I loved how they kind of redid that scene of her being disfigured with her being tortured, her being kind of pulled apart.
Visually, that whole idea, what he did to Drax.
Oh yeah, when he broke him up into blocks. Yeah, I think they did a really good job of showing the power of the stones, each stone, because I think at some point he used each of them.
I don't think he used a soul stone.
That's true. I guess that was the whatchamacallit, killing everybody at once.
I guess that makes sense.
They could have said that before then, I guess. But I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, why would you need the Mind Stone for that?
I don't know. But either way, that stuff from a visual... Like, I feel like kids are going to be scarred from looking... Like, this is a heavy PG-13. And I was like, yo, y'all getting away with that?
It is a heavy PG-13. Like, y'all killing Spider-Man?
I mean, this stuff... That's the other piece. Is like, yo, how many kids grow up was like, yo, my favorite superhero is dead. No,
Black Panther. I mean, that was me, and I'm a whole 26 years old, about to be 27. So
that's the piece where just like, how many 8-year-olds' lives are just ruined
for a year.
But, I mean, do you feel like
I think they have to bring it back.
Do they?
I think so.
Do they?
I hope so.
I mean, I feel like you have to bring back T'Challa and Spider-Man. Those are the only people I feel like you have to.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody else?
Everyone else is, can stay done.
Yeah, like, everybody else is disposable as far as I'm concerned. Not like they're not bad, but like, I feel like...
I agree. Especially moving forward. I think, though, that's the other thing I was going to say. The Secret Invasion storyline would be interesting if they do get to combine Fox and Disney, or bring Fox into Disney, because then they'll have the mutants. And that would be an interesting storyline to go with.
Yeah, but we definitely not getting any mutants for a while.
Probably not. Well, they did say after... Oh, no, that was... They said it might happen after the next Fox movie, which is, I think, Dark Phoenix.
Sometime next year.
Yeah, sometime after next year, probably.
Yeah, so that's like, we're not seeing a mutant ever for at least another 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think, honestly, truth be told, they could... If they do get back to X-Men, what they probably will do is not touch the Avengers or anybody else and just do a whole X-Men suite for 10 years. I honestly think that would make the most sense. Like, do X-Men for 10 years. You have enough. Like, even in the comics, they tend to have their own scenarios going on that's, like, super life-changing and stuff, separate from like, main Marvel. Like, they intersect, obviously, but it's like... It feels like you could do 10 years of X-Men movies that haven't even been done yet.
You could. I guess I just always assume like they're gonna integrate, but that would make more sense. Like obviously everyone wants their own solo Storm movie. They want solo.
Right.
A lot of movies, and the team up.
Right.
So that would make sense, but it would be cool to see an X-Men versus Avengers. I don't know how it would make sense. I mean, they did a comic, but I don't know how it would work here.
I don't know. Is there any... So, what's the last thing? Do you want death to really be a thing?
I don't think it has to be a thing anymore.
Okay.
Because I feel like that was his main motivation. I think this motivation makes a little bit more... It doesn't make more sense, but...
I think it makes more sense. I mean, the man was in love with death.
Yeah, I mean, it makes them more logical, or more, I don't know. It's like comic books. I'm like, it's hard to be like, this makes more sense than this. But, because, I mean, I can't see someone like, I love death, therefore I want to give her death. But, I think this makes more sense, because there is kind of like this practical reasoning behind it, where it's like, no, we're overpopulated, we need to kill half the population, and...
I kind of think like you could have even done that in Earth in some places of like, highlighting, hey, yo... Y'all don't even treat it like that's why I keep on feeling like there's so much untapped potential with that.
That's the one thing, because when it ended, I felt like the one thing that was missing that they showed in the comics was when half the people died, were disappeared. They showed how it affected like not just the superheroes but like the world, where there were like things crashing into each other.
Right.
And
we
just,
did
like,
get a
chaos.
bit of that,
and we got it at the after credit scene. That's how I was like, okay, I'm good now. Because that's what I felt like they needed to show, is like not just superheroes that die, like regular people.
It's interesting that we didn't see it for the rest of the space people, though.
We didn't.
But I don't know if we really know anywhere. Because I'm like, Asgard's destroyed, so it's not like you have those people anymore.
Right.
We don't really... There is the... there is wherever the first Guardians of the Galaxy really takes place. That is a city that you have.
Yeah.
It'd be a weird callback, but I think you could have done it anyway.
I mean, even if they just came up with some random aliens, I think
Right.
that would have been cool to show. That would have got the message, just like, here, there, here.
Space.
Yeah. Or even like if they showed a galaxy, it just show like
Right.
lights going off, like you
Yeah.
know. I think that would have gave the message. Yeah. Also, I mean, this is thing, but that Starbucks joke was definitely not good anymore.
Man, can you talk about like it's dated just and not because of their own faults? It's so sad.
I was like, Okoye, you do not want a Starbucks anymore.
Definitely not in your place.
Definitely not. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of anything else though. I think that's it.
So I have the hard questions to ask.
Okay.
Is this a top 5 Marvel film?
Yes.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Okay, where is it under 5?
That's where you get hesitation. So, you see, it's hard.
I know, there are 19 of them now.
I know. I want to say number 3. I think
Wow.
I can still put it. I don't know if I feel like I still put it behind Civil War. Oh, yeah. But I think I put it before First Avenger.
First Avenger or the First Avengers? I realized.
Captain America, First Avenger.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I realized like that's always going to be a mistake.
So I think my list is Black Panther, Captain America Civil War, Infinity War, First Avenger, and then probably Guardians. 5th one is a wild card.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know where this lands in my top 5. I don't know if it does, but let's see. I still say Winter Soldier is still the supreme.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
I said Black Panther last time.
Mm.
I think that gets the bump down. No, wait,
Wow,
no,
bump down.
wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna keep Black Panther at 3. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, it might not make the top 5.
Wow. What's?
Because I'm like, 4 and 5 is the first Avengers film and Guardians 2.
Interesting. I'm surprised Thor: Dark World didn't make it in yours.
No, as I told people, because I was getting ripped apart in my comic group, is like, as much as I love Dark World, it's not really a good film. I'll never vouch for it for being good. It's just important to me for pushing me to go back and read comics again. Like, it's important.
So it's a personal
right,
favorite,
like,
but not an overall.
Like, I can't say from an artistic standpoint,
Right.
oh yeah, there's nothing to be like, do you remember that? I was like, I don't know. I ain't gonna vouch that hard.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
yeah.
It depends on how much I'm going to kick out Guardians 2 or if I'm kicking out Black Panther. Those are only 2 films I would take out from that 5 to potentially put Infinity War.
So you'd pick this over Black Panther?
That's the question right now. It's
Right.
like, would I do that? That's the 5 right now. And as I said, it's like, what? Winter Soldier's not going anywhere. Civil War's not going anywhere. And the first Avengers is not going anywhere.
I don't know why I don't have like. Maybe I haven't watched it in a while. Like a lot of these movies I haven't seen since they first came out. Because even I know a lot of people have love for Winter Soldier, which I love, but I didn't like. I don't know.
Winter Soldier is special to me. Like that. Yeah, that I think that's what goes back to the thing that I think is missing from this film is like, as well thought out and so forth as it feels like it's missing a big major theme idea. Like, it's not soulless. It's not that. It's just like, at least the more and more I think about it, it's like, I don't know what the key takeaway is here. Because I'm like, people tend to say this is like Empire Strikes Back, and like, which is like all the bad things happen, which is cool, and it's like you lose the stakes, and so
it might be defeat.
It might be defeat, but I'm like, it feels like something's not wrapped up with that. Like, I feel like there's something to be wrapped up with that, and I don't know what it is. I think when I watch it again, I'm really going to think about where Stark is at, because I think that is, the more and more I probably think about him will really give me the answer to like what I'm really looking for, and maybe being caught up in the spectacle component has me so much that I don't really feel like I walked away with that.
Right.
So maybe it's just one of those things where, like, when I watch it again, I'll be like, that's what it is. So yeah, top 5, no.
So we're gonna have to do another episode. We found it. Yeah, that might be. I guess we're gonna need a rewatch then. I can't think of an overall theme too, but I'm thinking maybe it's because this is really just like, it's not a 2-parter, but it's a 2-parter in a way.
Right, and that's why I was like, that's why it's like, can it stand on its own without?
I think it can, if you want to believe in a grim ending.
I mean, that's true too. It's like, with a grim ending, like, what do you end up communicating with that? And that's the piece I was like,
sometimes the heroes don't win.
I love that.
Yeah. That sucks. I don't love that. That's why I'm like, next movie.
But I mean, that's real life. Heroes don't win.
I want real life. That's why I paid $15. I got enough of real life.
And I think on that note, we end the spoiler filler episode.
Avengers Infinity War.
Please let us know what you think and what you. All right.
Yep.
Peace, love, unity, all that good stuff.
Bye.